How you doing Friday night? Have you had a good day? My day has been just one of those days. Do you ever have one of those days where like everything is just off? It's not all horrible, but it's just all off. Like nothing goes on time, nothing goes as planned, just everything is rushed and messed up and whatever. That's been the kind of day I've had, let me tell you. But anyway, we're going to have a good night. I feel it. I feel like we're going to have a really good half case of hoops here. So let's go over a little bit of information, and then as soon as we finish that, we can start ripping. My feedback, it is automated on eBay. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you are instantly going to get positive feedback in return. Isn't that cool? And then, of course, the far more important thing there is to say thank you. I always appreciate you being here, bidding, breaking, chatting, hanging out with me, keeping me company, and all that sort of thing. We are taking a look now at what's coming up in the days ahead. So both Saturday and Sunday nights are off nights. Got family coming into town. And yeah, so as such, I have, oh my gosh, my iPad's going crazy. Sorry. I'm off on Saturday and Sunday because of my family being in town. I'm off right now because I can't. My iPad is just totally taken on a mind of its own. I don't even know what in the heck just happened here. So I'm trying to get chat up. I don't know. The whole thing's just gone crazy. We're just going to have to start over, I think. Good times, right? Anyway, we will be back at it on Monday night after being off those couple of nights there. And on Monday night, we're going to open Leaf Autograph Mini Football Helmets by the half case, some Flawless Baseball by the half case, Immaculate Football by the full case, and High Tech Baseball by the full case. So all of that stuff is coming up on Monday night. Tuesday night, we'll open Leaf Autographed football jerseys by the half case. We're going to open some Leaf Best of Baseball, and that'll be the full case of that. It'll be followed by an 8-box inner case of Playbook Football, and then a 9-box inner case of Triple Threads Baseball. So Monday and Tuesday are both absolutely stacked in there. And we are going to, I don't know what we're going to do Wednesday. I had intended to get some things listed tonight, and it didn't work out because, as I said, my day's been absolutely just off all day long. So we may or may not break Wednesday night, but Thursday night on Thanksgiving, those breaks are already listed. We will be doing them for sure. That is a 3-box case of Leaf Autograph full-size football helmets and a 6-box half case of Heritage High Number Baseball. On Friday, we're going to have one new release. It moved from Wednesday to Friday, and that's Absolute Basketball. I again intended for us to open more stuff on Friday night, but well, you get the idea. The way my day went, it did not happen. My computer locked up. I was trying to rush to get it done, and I don't know. Then I ran out of time, and here we are. Here's what you need to know about what we're opening tonight. Hoops basketball, of course, as a reminder, Veteran Base does not ship to the teams. It has its own bidding spot. That is something that is pointed out and described in the listing itself. If you want to get more details on it, it gets pretty specific down in there. And everything we open tonight should be out the door and on the way to you approximately Wednesday. If I can get it sent to you sooner than that, I will gladly do so. However, since I have family in, I don't know that it will be, since Saturday and Sunday are going to be really off the grid for me for the most part. But I will do my best to get it to you sooner. Everybody should pull cards in here. We shouldn't have to worry about consolation cards. So this is a 10-box half case break. It's the back half of a case that we started a few days ago, I guess. And it is 1920 Hoops Basketball. This is break number 4. And of course, it ended tonight on eBay, Friday night, the 22nd of November. We've got team names there on the left-hand side, winning bidders cross from each team on the opposite side. And then the Veteran Base, of course, again, has its own bidding category. And you will see that down there. I think that's it. I think we're ready to start. How about that? You are going to notice that the background goes out of focus a little bit here. I'm doing that by design, so don't sweat that. We're still going to be able to see our cards in all their glory, probably even a little bit closer than we would otherwise be able to see them. All right, Jay Allen, you're here. I noticed you had a lot of teams, man. I saw when I was doing the invoices, I didn't remember all the teams, but when I was counting them up to invoice, you guys know I kind of autopilot that, but I did notice that there were a lot of them. So you said you have Hornets, Jazz, Kings, Pistons, Pacers, Bucks, 76ers, Blazers, Nuggets, Rockets, and Thunder. Dang, man, that is a lot. That is a lot. All right, let's get into this and see what we got going on. We are looking for 2 autographs per box. You will see down there it says on average. Panini likes to use that word on average because it gives them a little CYA in case they short us a hit, which does happen every once in a while. Or more commonly, sometimes they will replace one of our hits with a Panini Rewards Point card. If that happens tonight, whatever Rewards Point card or cards we find, I will give them out at the end of the break using random.org. All right. So first things first, we got to get all these cards out of these packs. In the first box, we'll go maybe a little bit slower than we do in subsequent boxes. That's just to get everybody familiar with what is coming out of here, what, if anything, something is numbered to, and that sort of thing. And then as we go along, the pace will pick up after we look through the first box. We won't spend any time at all on Veteran Base because that, again, has its own shipping category, so those will be buzzed through pretty quickly. Jay Allen, you got 8. Yeah, you did get a lot. You did get a lot. 8 autographs from that last break of hoops, so you're going to go for the other half of them this time. That's a good plan. I like that plan. Yeah, so what are we going to have in here? 20 autographs. So you got not quite half last time, but probably, what, 40% or so? 37, 38% of them. So not too shabby. We'll see if we can bring you as good a luck tonight. First, of course, the main part of this break is spent getting the cards out of the packs. But what are we going to do? Nothing we can do about it. Except just roll on through them. Oh, the package came today? Good. Good. Yeah, we're starting to get to that point in the year where shipping will probably start taking longer from A to B, but right now we're still in an okay kind of deal, I guess, where it's not taking too terribly long. All right, so again, base cards we're going to buzz through because they've got their own bidding category. These are Road to the Finals. There are lots of them. Most of them are numbered quite high like that, to 2019 or similar. There are a few that are lower, but not many. Most of the time I'm not going to read off the number. I'm just going to turn it sideways in case you want to see it. Any card that has that little RC on it does not go to Veteran Base because that's a rookie, and a rookie, of course, is not a veteran. So those go to the teams as normal. Action Shots. This has got a hollow foil finish to it. Those, for the most part, are not numbered. If we pass one that is numbered, I will flag it. That, of course, being an insert, goes to the teams. And we got next another insert featuring our rookies. Those will all ship to the teams. And our first autograph out is for the Miami Heat with Okpala. So he's the first one we see tonight from an ink perspective. We're going to find lots of these. It is numbered to 199. The silver hollow foils in here pretty much are to 199. There are some green hollow foils as well. Those are generally going to be numbered to 99. Anything that says tribute on it like that goes to the teams because that is also an insert. Highlights, hollow foil on the front, unnumbered, also inserts going to the teams. And more inserts, Zero Gravity. You got it. To the teams. I mean, veteran base literally is just the veteran base, but because we're still going through the first box, I do like to kind of clarify it as we come across things so everybody's on the same page. We don't have anybody that has any surprises about what's what. NBA City, we'll find some of these that look like this. There will also be some hollow foil versions. Those are generally not numbered either, although occasionally we will come across one that is. Courtside, those are kind of fun. Again, typically not numbered. Can find some numbered variations and or hollow foil variations of most of our inserts. Generally speaking, it is typically possible to find it anyway. Whether or not we will, I can't say, but we might. And these are not numbered, but you'll notice that purple border, so they are a parallel. So that means they, too, will go to the teams. They do not go to veteran base. I don't know why they don't number those. I guess because there's a lot of them or something. But you would think if they're going to go to the trouble of making them a purple parallel, they would number them or something, right? High Voltage, that is hollow foil insert to the teams. We still haven't seen Backstage Pass, and I'm trying to think if there's another one that we haven't seen yet, but for sure there's not Backstage Pass yet. Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns, there's our green hollow foil. All of those are numbered to 99. So silver to 199, the green to straight up 99. Oh, my back is killing me today. I think I have spent too long sitting at this table. Hamidou Diallo for the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's an example of one of the Zero Gravity cards that is the hollow foil variation. It still wasn't numbered, but it is, of course, a variant. So, yeah, you know what that means. I don't have to tell you what that means. And our other autograph, it's for the Celtics, Don Chaney. So that is autograph number 2 out of box number 1. Numbered road to the finals there. There's a Backstage Pass. There are hollow foil versions of this too. That obviously isn't one. And sometimes one of the hollow foils will be numbered. It's not super often, but occasionally that might happen. Tip-off. We're going to have to set those aside because there are 2 different teams on those cards. So each of those will go up into housekeeping at the end of the break. I will use random.org. We'll figure out if it goes to the team on the right-hand side of the card or the team on the left-hand side of the card. Alrighty. I did make a deal today to sell a ton of my older stuff and loose box stuff. So a lot of that is going to be going away because I just haven't had time in a long time to do mixers and some of that kind of stuff that we used to do more often. I don't know. I just haven't had the time to get it done. So I made a deal to sell a lot of that stuff, and I'll be shipping it out of here next week. Also trying to get my inventory down to a little bit less than it is currently, because you know how it is, or maybe you don't know how it is, but at the end of the year I have to report how much inventory I have left on hand, dollars wise. And then even though You know, I shouldn't have to, in my opinion. They make you pay taxes on that because it is, you know, sitting here. So my goal is to have very little inventory on hand at the end of the year because I get tired of having to pay taxes on stuff just because I haven't had time to break it or sell it yet. I think that's crazy. I hate that they do that. But they do, along with all the other taxes they hit you with when you are a small business. You can just add that one to the list. Jay Allen said, did I hurt my back lifting all these cases of hoops? No, I think it's from sitting so much because I sit and I'm like half bent over most of the time, sorting or packing or breaking or whatever. And yeah, so I think it's just catching up with me. I've spent an incredible number of hours at this table recently. And, you know, I have rheumatoid arthritis, so sometimes, you know, if my RA is flared up and you pair that with a lot of sitting and other stuff, it can, you know, get you in a little bit of a bind for a few days, but it'll sort itself out. Just the last couple days have been dreadful from that perspective, but it happens. All right, we have Daniel Theis for the Celtics, signature number 1 out of, what is this, box number 2, I guess. Feels like we should be farther along, doesn't it, than just box number 2, but alas, we are not. Not yet, anyway. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Chicago Bulls, that's to 99, green hollow foil. I think I will wait and just leave all of that stuff at the end of the night. Save us a little time as we go through right now. And see what we can accomplish here. My sister and my brother-in-law ought to be getting here about any time. They were, of course, they were supposed to leave. I thought that was numbered, but it wasn't. Today at like noon. But that never, ever happens. Ever happens because they drive. And they always leave like 4 or 5 or 6 hours after they say they're going to leave. So as expected, they got a little bit of a late start tonight, but I think they'll probably be hitting town maybe around 10 o'clock or so. Something like that, driving in from Pennsylvania. And then I'll be spending all weekend hauling around between, that is the wrong place. I was getting ready to put that with tip-off. Be hauling around all weekend, shuffling back and forth between my mom's house and my dad's house with my sister and my brother-in-law. So there you go. Doing our holiday stuff early this year. I just hope it stops raining. Rained a good part of the day today, and I absolutely hate being out in the rain. Driving in it, running errands in it, anything like that just aggravates me if I'm out in the rain. I know it shouldn't really, but it does. It's another one to 199, Daniel Gafford and the Bulls on the front of it. Purple, Vucevic. What's that? No. Go back and look and see who was on that card. And we have another autograph. This one is headed to the Wizards. It is Admiral Schofield. Oh, J. Allen, the rain hits you tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, it rained here. Not non-stop all day. I mean, there were definitely some breaks, but it was a very dreary kind of day, and it rained like off and on a good part of the day. I think actually, maybe it's supposed to be that way a little bit all weekend, isn't it? Because of the, whatever stupid weather front is moving through, where it's going to give a lot of people up north snow, I think, and us rain. Hang on one second, guys. I stacked those rookies right on top of the veterans, and I just want to shuffle through it again real quickly and pull the pull the rookies, make sure I had all the rookies pulled out, which we do. So, Legends of the Ball, Nate Archibald for the Celtics. Another backstage pass. Yeah, so it has just been one of those weeks, really. It's not even just one of those days. It is one of those weeks where every single thing all week long has just gone ever so slightly wrong. So I'm kind of going to be glad when this week is over, because I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why it has been such a strange week. Maybe it's, I don't know, stars aren't in alignment or something. Who knows? But it has been, Of course, I got the Steelers playing the Bengals this weekend, so maybe that'll bring me some good news, hopefully. UK football has been looking marginal at best, and UK basketball the same, marginal at best. And then my poor Steelers, we all know what kind of shape they've been in. So I think that contributes to my general bull too, right? Like, I hate it when my teams do poorly, especially all of them. Just playing terribly lately. You know, Jay Allen, I didn't go back and look at that. I need to go back and check it, I guess, and see what happened. So, yeah, those of you who don't know this, you might want to know this. I found it interesting because apparently it's a somewhat widespread issue. So the other night, we sold a couple spots direct in chat, and Jay Allen bought one of them, and then someone else that I know from, from doing breaks with me bought the other one. And the payment never showed up in my account. And I went back through my email, and I found the email that the payment should be there. But then when I put in the transaction number, it said, nope, you have no payment that matches that, and gave me all kinds of weird error messages. So I finally got in touch with someone at PayPal who told me basically that they've been having problems with delayed payments. And not ones that are made through eBay. Those purchases seem to be working fine. But like if somebody hits send money or whatnot and sends you the money that way, that it is not showing up and not getting credited to your account or anything. Like it doesn't change the balance. You don't see it. It's like as if it had never been made at all. So she supposedly put my name on some kind of list, letting the engineers know that my account was one of the ones affected. She said there were lots of them that were affected. And supposedly, they were going to look into it and find the money and get it credited back. And hopefully they did, but I did forget to go back and look. So I told Jay Allen in messages back and forth, I said, well, hey, maybe they'll find some more money I'm missing. Because I don't always go back and check it right away. Sometimes I don't check it until I'm ready to ship it on that second chance stuff. A lot of nights I do, but not every night. And if I had gone to print it and it wasn't there, I would have been extremely confused. So yeah, I don't really know entirely what the sitch is with that, but I guess we'll find out because we're getting up to the point where that would be shipping, aren't we? So we'll see. We'll see here shortly what the deal is. You hope PayPal gave me a tip? Yeah, no, they didn't give me a tip. I'll just be glad if they give me what I'm supposed to have. Because honestly, I mean, with as many payments as come through in a given day, I'm sure I'm not the only one who hadn't noticed this was going on in their account. So it would be kind of nice if they went through and checked all of it and got whatever was sitting around out there fixed up, but you never know. Of course, soon enough, I'm going to be forced into managed payments by eBay anyway, it looks like, which I am less than thrilled about. I do not want to do that at all. But they're going to force us to use managed payments by eBay. They haven't forced it yet, but it is going to become mandatory soon. And if you don't do eBay managed payments, you won't be able to sell on eBay anymore. So, as they normally do, they cram stuff down your throat, whether you like it or whether it's good or whether it's bad. That's just how it is. One of the things I don't like about it is they delay the payments. So when doing something like a break, where it is dependent upon getting the payment the night of the break, when they're delaying it by 24 hours or whatnot, that's not very conducive to the kind of stuff I do. So that's one of my gripes with it. The other is they've got some kind of strange automatic transfer thing going on, apparently, where you don't really get a chance to just say, maybe I want to leave some in there because I'm going to buy something or whatever. Apparently, they automatically transfer out your money every day or something like that. So there's lots of weird things I'm not looking forward to with managed payments. I'm really not wanting to switch to that. There is Kenny Skywalker and the Knicks. So until they absolutely make me, I'm not going to. There's Okiki for the Magic, our second autograph out of this box. But the reason they're doing it is because they want the cut on it. They want that percentage that PayPal takes because they used to own PayPal. But then they sold PayPal, and now they're basically trying to recreate it, but forcing sellers to participate, I don't think is the right idea. I think it should be optional. But like so many things, they do not care one little tiny bit what the sellers think. Jay Allen, you said you had some bad experiences with managed payments. What happened with you? Like, I need to know more horror stories because I already don't want to do it, but yet I kind of do. I want to know. So what happened to you, man? You got to tell us now. So I know where the pitfalls are. I know what to watch out for. Some sellers say they think it saves them a little bit over the fees that you pay to PayPal, but even if it does right now, I guarantee you in the long run it won't, because as soon as they make it mandatory, they will raise the fees, I'm quite sure. Because that's just the way eBay operates. It's to 99. Once they get you locked in, they make, make more money on you once you're a captive audience, so to speak. It's like some of the other weird stuff they do. Like, why do they care if I want to list an auction for a 1-day or 3-day duration? Like, it shouldn't make any difference to them. They get paid for it either way. But, they made that change a couple years ago, where if you list it for any duration less than 5 days, they charge you an extra $1 per listing. Beyond whatever you would normally pay, it's an extra $1 per listing if you want to have a 1 or a 3-day auction, which I find to be just idiotic, frankly. Should make no difference to them. But yet, there you go. Another one of their fun decisions. You said sellers gave you crap when the money doesn't go through. Oh, right. So, like, sure, if you're trying to do breaks and then it looks like on their side that you haven't paid because PayPal or eBay, or I guess eBay, is holding that money for 24 hours or whatever, presumably, I mean, I don't know this, but one would assume they want to hold it off for 24 hours, make a little interest on it or something, I guess. I don't know why they hold it, but they do. So, yes, I can see why that would be troublesome if you are a seller of something like this, selling breaks and things, because, your break is going and it looks like the spot's unpaid. So it's weird why they do it the way they do it. Oh, yeah, no, I know that you pay quickly. I mean, I know it's not you. It's the way the managed payments work is why it looks that way. Looks unpaid to the seller, and it looks paid to the buyer, which is just asking for problems when you show one person one thing and another person the complete opposite. So, I don't know, when they finally force me into that, we might have to switch over to next day breaks. You know, what ends on Friday would break on Saturday and that sort of thing. We may have to switch into that at some point down the road, but we'll see. We're going to let it ride for now, anyway. See how far down the road we can get with it before it becomes problematic. At least my chair doesn't squeak anymore, right? I'm just thinking about like how often I've been shifting around in this chair tonight and how much the old chair used to squeak. Yeah, it would have been a symphony tonight if I still had that old chair. All right, kids. Off we go to the races. DeAndre Hunter. That is a You Got Next hollow foil up there. We already looked at those. Oh, are those? No, those aren't in this product. I was just thinking, you know, there's an insert we haven't seen yet. And then I remembered, oh, yeah, no, that's in, that was in certified, not in here. So, ay. You said one seller just started using managed payments and gave you a hard time because he didn't know what was going on. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that because, I mean, again, if you haven't been on the other side of it, you wouldn't know because as a seller, it does just look as though it is unpaid. And then as a buyer, you know, you can see that you've paid it and you're going, well, I paid it. You know, why are you giving me grief? And person on the other side's going, but it's not paid, because really on their side it's not. They haven't gotten the money yet. So it's a weird way they're doing it. But I discovered it when I was buying something, and I'm thinking, what's the deal with this? And like, I've paid it, and then it's showing in my stuff as pending payment, and I'm thinking, well, did I mess something up? You know, I go back and look, I can't figure it out, and talk back and forth to the seller, and finally figure out that that's what it is. Carlos Boozer for the Jazz. And it did eventually go through, and it didn't take 24 hours, but it did take several hours from the time I submitted it to the time it actually went through and showed up for the other person. So I would like to see them get that ironed out before they make it mandatory, but don't know if they will or not. You just never know. Another tip off. All righty. Oh, wow. You had one that took 3 days to get paid? Oh, brother. Oh, yeah, that will really be a problem now. If they really start taking 3 days, that's going to be a problem for everybody. Yeah, I do not like the idea of eBay having more control over things from start to finish. They already have made such a mess of things from the way eBay used to be back when it was a little less stressful. And now we're just going to give them one more thing to let them have control of. That's no good. That base slid forward there. Carl Anthony Towns to 199. Of course, my thing is, why'd you sell PayPal then? If that's what you want to do, if you want to handle the payments, you should have kept PayPal. That's what everybody uses, or Venmo, or, you know, buy Venmo or whatever. Crazy. Nick Claxton and the Brooklyn Nets. I told you those Nets hit a lot. And they really do, don't they? They just show up in everything. Kind of crazy. To 199, R.J. Barrett. So that's one that you had tonight, Jay Allen. I know you had a big list of them, but I bet the Nets is you, isn't it? Oh, those are tip-off cards. I'm going, why do I have a little stack of cards over there we haven't looked at? They're tip-off cards. Told you, one of those days. One of those days. Oh, you had the Nets in the first half, so you didn't pick them up in this half. I got you. Have we? I don't think we've pulled a Zion yet out of hoops, have we? We pulled him in certified. We pulled him in flawless. We pulled him in Prism Draft. I think we have pulled Zion in pretty much the 1920 basketball that we've opened, other than I don't believe we've pulled him in hoops yet. So it would be nice if he came out tonight. Because this is going to be the last of the hoops that I opened for the year. I sold the rest of mine out as sealed cases and moved them on down the road. All right, Jay Allen is telling me again who he had because I forgot. Hornets, Jazz, Kings, Pistons, Pacers, Bucks, Sixers, Blazers, Nuggets, Rockets, Thunder. All right. You know, I probably still won't remember it, but I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't think we had pulled Zion out of here yet, so maybe we'll get lucky and pull him tonight. I would like that. Now, we did pull... Did we pull John Morant out of here, or was that out of certified? We might have pulled Ja out of hoops, but it's hard to keep track. So many cards to break, so many cards to sort. What's his timetable to be back in action anyway? Zion, I mean. That injury ought to be clearing up, shouldn't it? He's been out for several weeks now. I would think he would be getting close to coming back. Sorry for the yawn, guys. I am tired. I did not sleep well at all last night. And I have been running like crazy. Another highlights. Of course, the Pelicans do look like they're kind of starting to put it together even without him being back. They're starting to kind of find a rhythm, I think. Seems like, anyway. And I think it's good for Lonzo to be down there, get out of the pressure of LA, get out of that spotlight. And because, you know, kid was young, number one, and he has all that pressure that his dad put on him from constantly running his mouth about, how great Lonzo is and was and etc. So I think it's kind of good for him to get a fresh start. And so far, I think he looks pretty okay down there. He's probably ultimately going to be a better move for him to not be at the Lakers. Even though I'm sure it was a big culture shock. Because, I mean, New Orleans is not a small town, but it's no LA, that's for sure. Yeah, that's what I thought too, that they had said like 4 or 5 weeks or something like that, and it feels like it's been more than 4 or 5 weeks. So, I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. Lonzo getting away from his dad probably does him as much good as anything else does. Just because, I mean, the guy just put such a tremendous amount of pressure on him and frankly really put a target on Lonzo's back with all the talk that he was doing. Did not do the kid any favors. Old LeVar. Of course, we'll be starting that circus up again pretty soon with LaMelo, who's, I believe, playing in Australia these days because he, of course, has no eligibility because of his dad letting them play for the pro team in Lithuania and I guess earning income from that show and his own line of shoes or his own shoe or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, he couldn't play for college, any college. But they are saying he really, I think, has been looking good in Australia. So we may be back in for the LeVar circus again. All right, is this the one that they tried to teach me how to say the other night? Brzozskis, is that right? Brzozskis? I don't know if this was the guy or if it was a different one. There's 2 of them that have a similar name. Anyway, that's for the Knicks. I might have gotten close or I might have butchered it. I'm not sure. That is Zion numbered 225 with a little tribute and the hollow foil finish attached to it. So there's one for the Pels, low number Zion parallel. Yeah, I finally just asked somebody the other night. I hadn't heard that name pronounced. I'm like, can you just put it in there phonetically for me? Maybe I can figure it out. I have no shame. I'll tell you when I don't know it. Antonio Daniels and the Spurs autograph. A little Blake Griffin to 199 for the Pistons. That wraps up that box. Jay Allen says that was close enough, so I still didn't get it right. Well, I couldn't remember if it was him or the other guy who has a name similar to his that they told me to, that they whoever phonetically spelled out for me the other night. So it must have been the other guy then. Oh, I only got it halfway right. Oh, well, that's even worse than I thought then. Oh, well. I tried. Although you have to admit, halfway right is better than I am a lot of times. Oh, you weren't saying that I pronounced it halfway right. You're saying that we are halfway through the break. I got you. I got you. Yes, right on. Yeah, we are halfway through this because this is box number 6 right now that's coming out of the wrappers. So good catch on that, Jay Allen. A lot of times I say that, but somehow I didn't even notice it tonight. think when there's so many boxes like there are in this one, somehow it doesn't catch my attention till we get down to like the last couple. Yeah, so once I sell off all my stuff, I don't know what I'm going to set on my rows back there. Maybe I should keep some empty boxes. That might not be a bad idea. And instead of just having full boxes that sit back there of stuff, I can have some empty boxes of stuff that we are breaking or have recently broken or whatever. That might not be a bad idea. And of course, I'll still have some things that are odds and ends stuff that could go back there. It's just not going to be a lot, not like it is right now. I have massive amounts of odd lot stuff at the moment. But as I said, I made a deal to get rid of most of it. You wish they would do 5 or 6 jumbo packs in a box? Oh, you and me both, brother. I mean, I'd be happy even if we could just have 12 packs a box. 24 packs a box is outrageous when there's only 8 cards per pack. But of course, you know, they do it because they're trying to have a low price point for the brick and mortar stores, and there are so few products that have, I don't know what the word is, maybe an affordable price point at a brick and mortar, that they're not going to change it up too much, I don't think, because obviously if they were to double the cards in each pack and cut the number of packs in half, then the price of each pack would correspondingly double. And I think that the people who own the shops don't want that. They want to have some products that they can sell out for, you know, maybe $4 a pack or whatever they're asking for it. Well, to 199 Kyle Guy for the Kings. Although if they really looked at it, I'm sure that percentage-wise, the vast majority of their sales these days are to breakers. And even a lot of the stuff that gets sold to the brick and mortar stores also gets broken by the brick and mortar stores. So the days of people going in and buying packs are dwindling. The days of people getting into breaks are what are increasing. So you would like to kind of see a move in the opposite direction, but at the same time, I understand it too. If I had a store, I would be arguing, I'm sure, to keep some products that you could put in at a lower price point, because, you know, you're going to have kids and things in there, and parents are not going to want to pay 8 or 10 or 12 or more dollars per pack of cards that kids are going to take home and, you know, color on or whatever they do with them. Jay Allen said we could put some empty triple threads and flawless back there. Yeah, I think the flawless might be too reflective, though. Have to be careful of that. Otherwise, everything just bounces off of it, and it makes for some weird lighting issues. So I have to be careful of what kind of surface and the colors that go on that back row. I've learned that the hard way. Otherwise, it can cause color distortion and or glare and other weird stuff. But I wouldn't mind that idea. I've got tons of flawless briefcases around here, of course. Dana Barros for the Celtics. But yeah, I don't have any empty triple threads boxes at the moment, but of course we're going to open some next week. I could keep some. So I might just do that and then just change them out as we open different products and stuff like that. Plus, as I said, I do have a few odds and ends that I will be keeping. We're not selling out every single loose box in the place, but probably 80 to 90% of it I'm going to. Because I just don't have the time anymore to dedicate to doing those 1 and 2 box breaks. There's a hollow foil quartz side. And or to doing the mixers and stuff, because it takes a lot longer to create the listing and do the photographs and all that sort of stuff. And Usually, if it's going to be a good mixer, you've also got quite a few products in it, which means it's a lot to break and sort, and you know the deal. Just runs into a time issue. DeAndre Hunter. That is the Atlanta Hawks. Nice little DeAndre Hunter autograph headed your way if you've got Atlanta. Topps Big League, you said that's what that's for. Yeah, I mean, that's an idea of one that the product is definitely geared more towards kids. Topps Big League is in baseball, for sure. I mean, it does have some hits in it and some things you can make some money on. I mean, all of them do. Even opening day. Opening day, if you pull one of the short prints in there, some of those short prints are worth some really pretty good money out of opening day. But obviously they don't fall like every day or anything, but there's value to be had in all that stuff. It's just a matter of how frequently it presents itself. Third Celtic, you said? I hadn't been keeping track of the Celtics. I didn't even realize that. But I'm glad we pulled the DeAndre Hunter. He hasn't been coming out as much as I would have thought we would see him. He's been somewhat elusive this year so far. Yeah, my challenge is going to be now getting all this stuff boxed up and sent out. It's going to be a multi-box sort of shipment. It's going to take me forever, and I'm probably going to wish that I hadn't thrown out a bunch of packing material that I threw out a couple of weeks ago. I was running out of space to keep it, and I'm probably going to be pretty soon going, man, why'd I do that? Because I'm going to need it to get all the stuff packed up and out of here. But I was surprised how much some stuff has appreciated. You know, I mean, I knew it had gone up a little bit, but I didn't know some of it had gone up to the degree that it has gone up, like, for instance, 1819 Prism, which is now a quite healthy price. But that's back there just because I got it in some kind of odd lot deal. Like I got allocated probably a case in a box or something. Well, a Prism, I'm not going to turn down the box, you know, send it. And then I just didn't open it myself. Kept thinking I was going to put it in a mixer or do something with it, and then I never did. So you said I should just keep all that packing material in the attic. Yeah, but you got to understand how much of it comes in on any given week. Depending on how big the product release is, you know, I'm getting multiple packages every single week, most of the time twice a week, and filled with excess packing material every time. And most of the time, I don't need a lot of it, except when I'm shipping out like helmets and mini helmets and stuff like that. But you know, I don't generally need a lot of it. And after a while, it just builds up. And I think, gosh, you know, it's taken over my life. I've got to get rid of some of it. So I did. And now I'm promptly going to need it. But I told you that's the kind of week it's been. See, that's the kind of dumb stuff I do. Decide that I've got too much of it, like 10 days before I'm going to need probably twice as much as I have. But there you go. It will all come out in the wash. Might have to go buy some somewhere along the way next week. We'll see. Yeah, I do get a lot. I gave some to my neighbor for a while. My neighbor started trying to run a little eBay business, going around yard sailing and stuff like that, picking up various things and then reselling them on eBay. It didn't really last very long, but anyway, for those few weeks that she was doing it, she was hitting me up every week like, oh, can I have, your extra stuff? And I'm just thinking, yeah, sure. It's less I've got to have in the house. So I did give it to her for a while, but now she doesn't need it anymore. She thought it was going to be easy, to go out and buy a bunch of stuff at yard sales and turn around and make a lot of money on it. And I'm like, ooh, I've been doing eBay for like 20-something years. You don't know what you're getting into. I tried to explain it to her, but she had to find out on her own. A Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard card. Those are not numbered, but they're not super plentiful. We don't find them, as you see, every other card or anything like that. So not really super rare, but not super plentiful either. There is Norman Powell to 25 for the Raptors. And we have Isaiah Roby here for the Dallas Mavericks. Meanwhile, Luka just continuing to dominate, man. I mean, he had a triple-double the other night and sat the entire fourth quarter and maybe part of the third. I can't remember if he sat the tail end of the third that night or not, to 199 Kings. But at any rate, he played a relatively small amount of time compared to the stats that he put up. I mean, the guy's just crushing it. He's just triple-double city, just getting better and better and better. I mean, it's no wonder that his card prices are doing what they're doing. He's making it worthwhile, that's for sure. I wish I'd followed my own advice a little bit more. When that rookie class was coming out, that's who my guy was. And I kept telling everybody, you should get a bunch of Luka. Get Luka and, save him up. And did I do that? No, I didn't. I'm so dumb. I touted him like crazy, and then I didn't really stock up on him myself. But I wish I had. This stuff was never cheap because he was always expected to be pretty good. But before he really got over here and got going and anybody saw what he was, you could certainly get it at a very reasonable price. You said back when you sold stuff on eBay, you had a huge roll of bubble wrap and your cousin's daughter found it, and after that you had no bubbles left. Yeah, little kids love to pop it, don't they? Some adults love to pop it too, by the way. Yeah, I've got one whole room that's just dedicated to supplies. Shipping supplies, boxes, mailers, bubble wrap, packing peanuts, One Touch, top loaders, those little plastic boxes, tape, you name it. One whole room is just for the purposes of shipping. Well, come on now. I'd like to clear out some space and get a treadmill. I sit on my rear too much doing all this breaking and sorting. I need to get more exercise, but I know me, I'm not going to go out in the winter and do it. my lungs would be screaming at me. So I need to clear out some stuff and get a treadmill. So this is box 8 of 10 coming out of the wrappers right now. Alrighty. You know, one good thing about my sister and my brother-in-law coming home, well, there's lots of good things about it, but one bonus, I should say, is all the stuff my mom makes. Like, I'm so looking forward to it because she makes all of our favorite foods and stuff when my sister comes home. So I was like, oh, I'm going to gain about 5 pounds this weekend. Antonio Blakeney for Chicago Bulls. And right behind it, we're going to find our second autograph. Both of them out pretty quickly here out of box 8. Kevin Porter Jr. and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh, yeah, right, Jay Allen. Yeah, the asthma part is certainly not fun in cold weather. You got that right. So I can just open the door, and as soon as it hits my lungs, it's like instantly seized up. Of course, you probably don't get quite as cold there. I mean, you definitely have some cold weather down there, but you don't probably get quite as cold as we do since you're a bit south of me. So you're smart, living in a slightly warmer state than I am. I did have fewer problems with it when I lived in LA, even with the smog and whatnot. Till 199 Timberwolves, I still didn't have as many problems as I do here. Dwayne Bacon and the Hornets. That is numbered to 10. So we've had a couple to 25 and now 1 to 10 on our inserts. Not too shabby. It's a Wonderful Life is on TV tonight. Like, that starts earlier every year. It used to be you would never see It's a Wonderful Life on until December. And then it kind of inched closer to Thanksgiving. And now here we are a week before Thanksgiving and It's a Wonderful Life is on. You give us a couple more years, we'll be watching it at Halloween. High voltage insert. But honestly, it's the way the retail stores do it. This time too. What am I trying to say? These days too. Yeah, it's the same thing. As soon as you put the Halloween candy away, stores are now putting out Christmas candy and Christmas decorations. They start playing Christmas music on the radio like right after Halloween. It's like, come on, man. It's another 60 days or so. Like, chill. Just gets earlier and earlier every year. I couldn't believe it was already on with It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, that typically has been a December start for that movie. I don't remember ever seeing it start this soon. You know, I think Disneyland also switched to Christmas theme like right after Halloween. Of course, they have all the special Halloween themed stuff in the parks for Disney, and I believe that they went from that straight into Christmas there as well. So everybody's doing it these days. When I was in college one summer, I worked at like a Speedway, Super America. I don't know what you would have in your area that was the equivalent, but you know, a convenience store with a gas station. And one summer when I was there, I didn't leave in between one year and the next. I took some summer classes, not many, but a light load, and got a little apartment off campus and stayed and worked at that service station. And it was a dreadfully hot summer up in the 90s. And I would play Christmas carols on the loudspeakers that played out over the gas pumps in like the 90-something degree heat in the middle of summer. Just to like mess with people, you know. But yeah, think about when it's cold. So I guess I shouldn't say much about what other people do now, should I? Alrighty, we are in box number 9 of 10. We are making some progress. Slowly but surely, we are making progress. Oh, that one's both Lakers. So technically, that wouldn't have to go up there, but we're going to anyway. Because it's easier for me if they're all in one place, so we will, but obviously no matter how random comes out, that one will go to the Lakers because, yeah, it's Lakers on both sides of the card. How about that? Jingle Bells in July. Oh, yeah, I had like some Christmas CDs, and I would just, under the counter, we could put on whatever music we wanted, and it would play out there over the gas pumps, over those speakers, and so I would just bring in Christmas CDs. I didn't do it all the time, but I definitely had days and weeks where I would be in that mood and just mess with people. Because, that was back in the day where you used to have to use the speaker to call in and say you wanted to fill up or you wanted whatever on pump whatever, and the attendant inside had to answer you and then set the pump and all that stuff. Not like that anymore. It hasn't been for years, but it used to be back in the Stone Ages to 199 Detroit Pistons. Hey, Nicholas. We do not have any football tonight, my friend. We are a one-break night, and that is hoops. And then tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, both no breaks because I've got family in town that'll actually be here before too long. But then Monday night, we'll have a bunch of breaks, and Tuesday night as well. Both will be, I think, 4 breaks a night, maybe each of those nights. We're going to absolutely cut a path through the first part of the week. So we'll have some stuff for you soon, but not tonight, I'm afraid. Hoops was it for tonight. Sometimes when it's like this and I know I've got a break that has a zillion base cards in it, I don't often schedule a lot of other stuff around it sometimes some memorabilia or a quick break thing, like Flawless or something like that. But I don't generally schedule a ton of stuff on the same nights that we have heavy base card breaks. Our autograph here, it's another one for the Nets. Jalen Hands. We are going to do some more Immaculate. I actually had planned on it being Wednesday, Nicholas. I had planned on listing it tonight to be Wednesday, that and several other things. Numbered to 99, there's Jason Tatum and the Celtics. But I did not get it done. I had, just a day. And one thing just cascaded into another, and I didn't manage to get it listed. So instead, I don't know when I'll get it in there, but sometime next week, hopefully. It'll have to probably be an add-on that I'll just drop in somewhere. But I do have more of it, and I don't know, probably 3 or 4 more cases of it, actually. So we'll drop that in somewhere soon. Next week's a weird week, though, with it being Thanksgiving, so I don't know. If it's not next week, it would certainly be the first part of the week after, but I'm kind of leaning towards dropping it in next week. Immaculate Football. So we do have a redemption, and it's going to sit up there in housekeeping. We will flip it over at the very end, which we are not terribly far from. And then after we flip it, we will go to the Panini website and check it out. We'll find out what, if anything, is numbered to, verify the team, and all that fun stuff. Jay Allen says the good old days are when you could mess with people and they wouldn't get offended. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's probably lots of stuff that was said that probably should have offended people, but didn't. And these days, there's probably a lot of stuff said that does offend people that shouldn't, but oh well, what are you going to do? All right, Jay Allen, you need at least one more autograph out of here. All right, well, we are officially into the beginning of Last Box Mojo here. So we will see what we can conjure up for you. You and everybody else. We've got 2 more autographs to find, and of course a third one will be on the opposite side of that redemption when it gets flipped over, so... we will find out what's up with it. You're hoping the redemption is yours? It could be. You have several teams, so the odds would be certainly leaning towards you in that sense. I don't think we've pulled any other redemptions out of hoops, not that I remember anyway, so I don't even have an inkling as to who it might possibly be. You know, sometimes in a product, if you pull enough redemptions, you get a feel for who it's likely to be. But out of hoops, I don't really think we pulled any other, did we? Yeah, you don't know who it could be either. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't remember seeing one before, so we're gonna truly be surprised on that one. Sometimes you can land a pretty good guess, but I think we're truly going to be surprised this time. Most likely. For the 76ers, that's numbered to 99 with Matisse. Whoops, a rookie. You know, it's nights like tonight that I think, man, I should have married a chiropractor. Like, wouldn't it be nice after the break to get a back adjustment? Oh, I know. Chicago Bulls, Craig Hodges. Autograph number 1 out of box number 10. Memphis Grizzlies to 199. Another road to the finals. There are so many of those. I just wish they would number them a slight bit lower. But like, I get why they don't. They want to add the value with the numbered cards and the extra inserts and that sort of thing. But it surely would be nice if we could have some that were a little bit lower numbered. That's all I'm saying. A little bit lower. I know I did cut to the second hit. I cut to the first hit as well. I don't know if you noticed that while ago, but yeah, where I picked up before was the same thing. That happens that way sometimes, probably just by virtue of the fact that Panini will often have them facing the opposite way, or, you know, whatever. There's some differentiation in the way it is in the pack, so without even necessarily meaning to or knowing that you have, it happens fairly often that you end up, when you pick up a chunk like that, you end up pulling to the hit. Crazy, I know. Jokic backstage pass. Hollow foil, but not numbered. Occasionally those are numbered, but that one wasn't. Alrighty. Celtics coming up again. Your rookie this time. Romeo Langford. So that's not bad for the Celtics. You think, hi, Jerry. Jerry says, or Jersey, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Jersey, hi, Jersey. You think the redemption is either going to be Charles Barkley or Kevin Durant? I'd be thrilled with either one of those. I especially like to pull Sir Charles. Charles Barkley just makes me laugh. I think he's funny. And, of course, we went so long without his autographs in products, and they finally came back in a year or so ago. Year and a half ago, something like that. So it is nice to find Sir Charles, and we actually have a pretty good track record of finding him, too, as a matter of fact. So we could get lucky. We might indeed. So we've got a couple of housekeeping things to do. One's the redemption. The other is taking care of those tip-off cards and finding them a home, and then we'll do a little recapping. Okay, and the drum roll is Charles Barkley. Oh, nice call, Jerry. Nice call. Charles Barkley hot signatures. Now, that could be for one of a few different teams, because Sir Charles played for more than one team. We don't know exactly which one he's in here for, but let's go over here and find out. And hopefully this is not going to act stupid. Last night we tried to use it, and it gave some kind of weird error message all night long. So let's hope that doesn't happen this time. Nope, it's going to work tonight. Yay. All right, hot signature. Where are you? Card number, what does that say? Card number 48 is Charles Barkley. And it is headed to the Philadelphia 76ers. This particular card doesn't look like it's going to be numbered. If it had been numbered, in that blank space over there to the right-hand side is where we would see the number that it was that was going to be on the card. But since that spot is empty, we know it's an unnumbered open edition. All right, so there is that with a nice little hit. Now let's look at our tip-off. So this one I know has the same teams. That's unusual. Most of them don't. Sixers and Magic, Mavericks and Magic, Rockets and Nuggets, Spurs and Sixers, Spurs and Sixers, and Blazers and Spurs. So here's how this is going to go. I'm going to head over to random.org. Because we have fewer than 10 items in our list, I will do random 3 different times. The first 2 do not count. It is only the third random that will be final and make the determination as to where the card goes. I'm going to put the top one here in a sleeve so that I can write on that sleeve in a hot second. And we're going to figure out where all these go. So it's pretty easy. I'm just going to type in left side, right side. I always type left to right or top to bottom. This card is obviously oriented left to right, so that's how it's going in. Ignore the first one. Pay no attention to the second one. Third one tells the story. 3 times timestamp it is going to the team on the right-hand side of the card. All right, so let me circle on the one that's in the sleeve here so that will enable me to remember when I am sorting. Just demonstrating it's on the sleeve and not the card. So we are going to the Spurs, the Sixers, Nuggets, Magic, Lakers. And that was, each of those cards was a tip-off card. So that is how those are going to roll. We're going to look at our stuff that is numbered 25 or lower. We don't go through the 99 to 199 stuff again, just the lower numbered. To 10 for the Charlotte Hornets, it's Dwayne Bacon. Number to 25, that is Norman Powell for the Raptors. And number to 25, your man Zion Williamson for the New Orleans Pelicans. All right, our redemption is Sir Charles Barkley for the 76ers. Congrats to the Sixers for that one. Romeo Langford, Celtics. Craig Hodges, Bulls. For the Nets, Jalen Hands. For the Cavaliers, Kevin Porter Jr. Antonio Blakeney for the Bulls. Isaiah Roby, Mavericks. DeAndre Hunter heads to the Atlanta Hawks. The Celtics with Dana Barros. Antonio Daniels, Spurs. How did they say again? Hang on, Brad. Brazoskas or something like that. Anyway, whatever. He's a Nick. The Nets again, Nick Claxton. There is Carlos Boozer for the Jazz, followed by Mr. Okeke and the Magic. Mr. Kenny Skywalker for the Knicks. Admiral Schofield, the Wizards. Daniel Theis for the Celtics. Don Chaney for the Celtics. And the Miami Heat with Akpala. Alrighty, so there is our break and our recap. I'm going to put up spreadsheet information one final time. If you didn't catch it earlier, now's your chance to find out when you can expect your item to ship, and we'll also take a look at what's coming up in the days ahead and all that fun stuff. So right now I'm projecting this will be out the door approximately Wednesday. If I can get it done sooner than that, I will. Not sure that I can, though. As I mentioned earlier, I've got family motoring in as we speak. So don't know if I will have enough time to get anything done over the weekend. So I'm assuming that I won't and projecting it for Wednesday. If I get lucky and I do, then so much the better. It'll go out a little faster. Now, as for the days ahead, both tomorrow night and Sunday night will be off nights. No breaks either night. Monday night, we're going to open a half case of Leaf Autograph Mini Football helmets, some Flawless Baseball by the half case, Immaculate Football by the full case. Oh, I forgot we had that scheduled for Monday when he asked me earlier. Oh, well, dang it. Or did I tell him Monday? Oh, well, I don't know. Anyway, it is Monday. And then High Tech Baseball also by the full case. On Tuesday, we are looking at a half case of Leaf Autograph Football jerseys, Leaf Best of Baseball by the full case, a case of Playbook Football, an inner case, Triple Threads Baseball, a case that is an inner case, Wednesday night is still TBD. We'll have to try to get something listed there, probably on 3-day listing or maybe even a 1-day listing. But anyway, we'll try to get something plugged in there. Thursday night is Thanksgiving. We will open a 3-box case of autographed full-size football helmets and a half case of Heritage High Number Baseball on Black Friday. We're going to open our new release of Absolute Basketball by the full case. And something else might get plugged into there later too, possibly. I don't know. But as it stands right now, we've got at least that much up and running. We may get another break worked in there Friday night as well. So besides just the new release. Anyway, that is what we're looking like in the days ahead. And I guess that's got me covered for tonight. So I am out of here until Monday. So I hope I will see you again on Monday, but if I don't see you then, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and your holiday, our short holiday week next week, and come back and see me again sometime soon. I always like the company. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you the next time. Bye now.